What's good? This is Trey. Welcome to this presentation. The topic is how to attract the exact women that are exactly right for you, right? So basically attracting your ideal women, okay? So in order to attract the exact kind of women that are right for you, that are perfect for you, first, you have to know who you are. You have to truly know who you are, what you want. You have to get specific. You don't want to just be like, oh, I want some cute girls, I want some hot girls, I want some. No, you have to get specific. You have to know the exact kind of women that you like. You have to know how physically, what you're looking for. Like, do you like blonde girls? Do you like white girls? Do you like black girls? Do you like, if you have a specific type of girl, you have to know this, okay? Then you have to look at the values. What values do you have? Do you want a girl that's loyal? Do you want a girl that is submissive? Do you want a girl that's compliant? Do you want a girl that's intelligent? You have to literally get out a piece of paper, get a pen, and write down the exact kind of woman that you want, right? You have to get clear on this, because if you're not clear, you won't be able to attract, exactly what you want. You'll attract some women, but it won't be the exact women that you want. So you have to get clear on exactly what kind of women you want, and you also need to understand, what do you really like? At first, for me, I had to date a lot of women. I had to interact with a lot of women to really figure out, what do I like? What do I really want in a woman, right? Because what you think you may want or what you think you may like may not actually be what you want or what you like, when you actually get it, right? So you have to go and have these experiences. Don't be so picky in the beginning. If you're just kind of starting out with your dating life, you know what I mean? You're restarting or whatever. If you're kind of in a place where you feel like you're starting from scratch, or you're kind of just, going into a new condition in life, go and just have some experiences. Don't be so picky in the beginning. Just talk to a lot of different women, go on dates with women. Maybe she's not your ideal type. Go on these dates and really get clear. Okay, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. Get to that point where you are 100% sure of the kind of women that you want. And through this process, you will understand yourself more. You will understand, the kind of women that you vibe with, the kind of women that turn you on, the kind of women that keep your interest. You'll start to understand these things about yourself. And then, now once you're truly clear on the kind of women that you want and the kind of women that you like, now you have to say, okay, in order to attract these women, I have to demonstrate the value that these women are seeking. Because the women that you want, you get those women by being the man that they are looking for. It's very simple. Once you become the man that they're looking for, they will chase you, right? You won't even have to, you just have to present yourself, put yourself in their peripheral. They need to see and know that you're alive and you're there, and you just have to demonstrate the value they're seeking. And once you demonstrate the value they're seeking, they will do the chasing. They will do the hard work for you. They will try to seduce you. But first, you need to understand, what do I like? What is specific kind of women that I like? What qualities do I look for in a woman? What are qualities that turn me on that I'm interested in? You know what I mean? What are what kind of experiences do you want to have with these women? What kind of feelings do you want to feel? You have to get clear on this, because if you're not clear, you won't attract exactly what you want. You'll kind of attract what you want. You know what I mean? But if you know exactly what you want, then your subconscious mind will start to go to work, and you'll start to you'll start to get creative. Okay, what is this kind of archetype that I can create that's attractive to these women? Where can I go to find these women? What do I need to demonstrate to attract these women? Because you want to attract. You don't want to chase. You don't want to run after. You don't want to, hunt. You want to attract these women. In order to attract, you have to be clear and specific on what you want. And that's why I said, you have to have these experiences. You have to go and talk to different women. You have to go and have go on lots of dates. You know what I mean? Go on dates with women that maybe you wouldn't think you would like, because you may find some different qualities, like, oh, that's actually a nice quality, she's into you know what I mean, she's artistic or whatever, or she's into fashion, that's kind of cool, or maybe she's aesthetic, she can help me with my business. And so, like, you just, by going on dates with different women, you kind of see different qualities and get open to, oh, that's actually pretty cool or whatever. But if you kind of just stay in your comfort zone, just go for the same women over and over, you won't really know what's really out there. I've been on dates with different kinds of women from different kinds of cultures, so I can see these different qualities that women can possess. And I can, create this idea in my mind of, okay, this is the kind of women I'm looking for. And I have these specific traits that I look for in a woman, these specific values. You know what I mean? Like, of course, I want the woman has to be physically attractive, but then from there, it's like, okay, there's certain values she has to possess in order for me to really, vibe with her, right? So once you understand exactly the kind of women that you want, now you have to go and present yourself, put yourself in front of them, right? And me, I took the route of cold approach. I would go out into places where women frequent, and I would go and present myself in those places, and I would communicate my value. And the women that are seeking my value would basically allow the conversation, the communication to go forward, right? And then we would go forward and we would go on dates and we'd see, are we compatible, whatever. Right? But I would demonstrate, I figured out, okay, what kind of women do I want? All right. I designed an archetype that's attractive to those women. I worked on my communication. I became grounded in my masculinity, understanding who I am, what I stand for, having my values, having my purpose, being clear on exactly what I want, what I do, having intent, being assertive, like making sure my character is intact. And then I'll go out and present myself to these women. And I am basically, selecting the women that have these qualities that I'm looking for, and I'm demonstrating the qualities that they're looking for. So I'm basically looking for a specific kind of woman, and those women that I'm going for are looking for a specific kind of man. I design myself to be that man, right? So now when I meet that woman, I don't have to worry about what technique to say or what techniques to do. All I have to do is just demonstrate this character that I've already designed as myself. And once she can clearly identify, okay, this is the guy that I'm seeking, I don't have to say any special words or do any special things. I'm clearly demonstrating the value she's seeking. So she will get turned on because of that. It's like you just have to understand. It's not difficult. It's just understanding what women want and demonstrating it, right? If you don't understand what women want, if you think you know what women want and you demonstrate the wrong thing, you're not going to get results. You have to know without a doubt. And that's why cold approach is so great, because you can go out and test and see if you are right. If you think women want a certain thing, go out and test it on real women and see. The responses will let you know very quickly. It's not, it's not a difficult thing. It's just guys who are afraid to go out and really interact with women. So they just have these ideas and thoughts, but they haven't been tested, right? Maybe they watch a video of some guy that supposedly gets girls or whatever, and he says this and says that. But you're supposed to go and test it out for yourself. Like, that's what I did. I did go on YouTube and watch read these books, and I get these advice from these different guys, but I would go out and test it for myself to see if it works. If it didn't work, then I said, okay, well, it didn't work. But if it did work, I said, okay, cool, it works. And then I continue to apply it. So my thing was, okay, once you create this version of yourself that's attractive, and then now you want to go out and you want to have a number of women that you want to consistently get in front of, consistently, because in order to, attract these women, you have to consistently get in front of them, right? So you have to choose a number, right? You can start with a small number, talking to 3 women a day. 3 women a day. 3 women that you find attractive a day. If you can talk to 3 women a day that you find attractive, you're consistently talking to these women. Yes, not all of the women are gonna go for you, but some of them will, right? And if none of them are going for you, all it means is that you are not communicating the value that they seek, right? So you have to figure out what that value is. Now, one of the core qualities that I found that women are really attracted to is grounded masculinity, right? But understanding grounded masculinity, it's essentially, it's you as a man being in your masculine energy. That means you know exactly what you want, you know exactly who you are, you know your values, you know your code, you stick to it, and you communicate from that place, and you do not budge or react when people either communicate to you or a girl tries to shit test you or whatever. You don't break your frame. You hold your frame and you stay grounded in who you are as a man, right? And the only way you can do that is by knowing who you are, right? By going and living life, by going and testing your theories, going and challenging your beliefs to see if your beliefs are true, you know? Going and challenging others' beliefs, you know? Somebody's saying some bullshit and you want to, you're not sure or whatever, you go and test it out for yourself, and you become an example of your beliefs. You know, you don't just have these beliefs and you're like, yeah, this and this, you argue with people. No, you just let your life be the example of your beliefs, so they know that you're not full of shit. You know what I mean? So basically you walk your talk. So having this number, you know, you can start with 3, it could be 5, it could be 10. My number, you know, I built up to a point because it depends how serious you are about achieving your goal, right? Like when I set a goal, like I'm not fucking around. I want to achieve my goal, right? So I will do what is necessary to hit that goal. So let's say, for example, you know, I did my work. I figured out the exact kind of woman that I want. You know, I write down on a piece of paper, these are the qualities I want in a woman. This is the kind of woman, okay? So from there, okay, where can I find this kind of woman? You know, where does she hang out at? She hang out at the grocery store? Does she hang out at a coffee shop? Does she hang out at the mall? You know what I mean? Where do these type of women hang out? Is it at the clubs? You know, wherever these type of women are, I need to go there, and I need to frequent there. I need to be there consistently. It can't be like a once in a while, once in a blue moon. I need to be there consistently, and you can make the time. You know, maybe an hour a day, maybe sometimes it's only a half an hour a day could make it work. You know, for me, I would, you know, do an hour a day. If I wanted that consistency, I would make it an hour a day, because I understand, you know, more you put in, the more you get out. So I said an hour a day, and I would go to these places where these women frequent, which for me was grocery stores, department stores, you know what I mean? That's where I would find them, or malls. And I would go there, and I would start small, 3 women a day. Oh, 3 women a day, that's no problem. So I bring it up to 5 women a day. And I bring it up to 10 women a day. And I would talk to these women. And at first, you know, when you just start out, you know, you're not comfortable with it, right? You're not going to be comfortable because it's outside your comfort zone. If it's not something you do consistently, it's not going to feel natural because you don't do it consistently. But once you get the consistency going and you start training your brain, okay, this is who I am. I am the guy who can approach women and can have a good conversation and can you know, escalate and basically show interest and get it to a point where the relationship's romantic. Like once you start creating these qualities in your character, it starts to become natural. And now when you approach these women, it's a different vibe, it's a different energy, it's more attractive, because what happens, you become more grounded, right? Because it becomes your character. It's not something you're trying to do, it's somebody that you are. Right, so that consistency, 3 women a day, okay, 5, okay. You get to a point where for me, you know, I can approach 30 women in a day, and I can do it, you know, very quickly. It's you know, one of the things that you'll find is when you start doing cold approach, you start approaching women, you will find yourself hesitating. You'll find yourself procrastinating. You find yourself walking around not talking to anyone. Why? Because you have all these limiting beliefs, and you have to face these limiting beliefs. Like, you know, let's say you go out for the day. And you say, okay, I'm gonna approach 5 women. And let's just say for some reason you can only approach 1 woman. Then when you go home, you have to go and face that. You have to go home and say, why was I only able to approach 1 woman? I said I was gonna approach 5 and I only approached 1 woman. What is going on here? Like, identify what is holding you back. Don't run away from it, don't ignore it. Identify it and challenge it. because it's a weakness. It's holding you back. You should be able, as a man, to say, hey, I'm going to go and approach 5 women, and you should be able to do it. You know, as a man, you should be able to do what you say you're going to do. It's not even, at that point, it's not even about the woman so much. It's about you as a man having integrity and being a man of your word. So you should challenge it from that place. Like, hold on, why do I have a goal of approaching 5 women, and I go out and I only approach 1? That's a problem, right? So you look at it, maybe one of the limiting beliefs is, if I get rejected, then that means I haven't, that will bring down my self-worth, or that means that I'm not cool enough, or I'm not good enough, right? So you challenge that belief, you reframe it. Actually, if I approach a woman and I get rejected, there's different ways to reframe it. Okay, I just got that much closer to finding the woman who is right for me, right? Because you got to understand, not every woman is for you, right? But you have to get through the rejections to get to that yes. Same thing in sales. You're not going to sell every single person, but if you're afraid of hearing no, you won't talk to anyone, right? So you have to be okay with the no's so you can get to the yes. Another way to reframe it. Oh, she said no? Okay, well, maybe she had a boyfriend that saved me a headache. Or maybe she has a crazy ex that saved me a headache. Or you know what? Maybe she's having a bad day. It saved me from having to deal with her negative energy, right? You reframe it to make it work for you. You find the reframe that works for you, that will make you stronger as a man, right? There's different ways to reframe it, but you just find the one that works for you. You know what I mean? My reframe for rejection is it's just a part of life. There's not much meaning to it as far as like, if I suck or if I'm ugly, or it doesn't mean any of that. To me, what it means is that person wasn't right for me in that moment. Because I've seen situations where a woman will reject you or not be interested at one point in life, but then another point in life she's into you, right? Maybe she'll be chasing you or whatever. Like, sometimes some girls in your past maybe weren't into you so much, and then later on when you become more successful, they come back around, right? So that just shows that rejection was not a complete no, it was just a not right now, right? So that's another reframe. Okay, so the girl says no, it just means not right now, right? Things can change. These are reframes. You find these ways to reframe the situation so you have more power as a man, so you're more confident, right? So you've created this archetype that's attractive, right? You know the exact kind of women you want. You go to the places where they are. You speak to them consistently, right? You approach them, and you basically, the vibe is, hey, I'm a human being, you're a human being. I'm a man, you're a woman. Men and women are on this planet to mate. I think you are attractive, and I'm walking up to you to see if we are compatible and see if we can be a benefit to each other and enjoy experiences of life together. That's the vibe. There's nothing wrong with that. That's natural. That's how it should be. Now, I don't actually say that, but that's the vibe. I can literally go up and say anything. I can go up and say, hey, how's it going? I can go up and say, hey, do you know where such and such is? I feel out the energy. Is this a good energy? Does this communication feel good? If it feels good, I continue it. If it doesn't feel good, then I end it, right? And I'm also aware, depending on how attractive the girl is, I may deal with the negative energy a little bit more just to see, okay, maybe she might just have a wall up, right? Maybe guys always approach her or whatever, or maybe some guy just pissed her off or whatever. So I pay attention. Okay, like if she's that attractive, maybe I will challenge that negative energy, see if I can overcome it and flip it, right? Because there's some situations where a girl will kind of put up a shield, but it's just a test to see if you're going to lose your groundedness, if you're going to be shaken, right? So you stay in there to the point where you believe it's necessary or whatever. And then if you get to a point where you're like, okay, this girl's she's just not with the vibes, then okay, you walk away. But sometimes you gotta know the difference between when she's testing you to see your strength as a man versus when she's not interested. And the only way you'll understand this is through repetition. That's why I say, okay, you want to have this number of women that you're getting in front of per day, and you want to have consistency, because you're going to start seeing patterns. You're going to start understanding, okay, this is working, that's not working, that's working, this is not working, right? And you start making changes based on that. But you want to get real feedback from real women that are not biased, right? The thing about going and approaching women cold is that you're getting real responses. These are not women that have some, like something to gain from being a certain way or whatever. They're just expressing themselves from where they are based on your communication. And it's not like your old friend or anything like that. This is a random woman that you've never met before. So she's going to respond to you from that place, right? Not from a place of, oh, she knows who you are and maybe there's a reason why she would act a certain way. No. So that's the great thing about cold approach pickups. You get real feedback, not biased feedback, real feedback on where you are as far as how attractive you are and your ability to communicate, your personality and your masculinity and all of that. Right? So basically that's the steps. If you want to attract the exact kind of women you want, you have to, know the kind of women you want, know what they are looking for, what values they seek in a man, develop and then communicate those values to these women consistently. And then some of these women will be into you, right? Like when a woman's into you, she will make it easy for you to get her. You won't have to know all these different techniques and shit. I don't really use too much techniques and this and that. Like I know some stuff because I've read these books like Mystery Method. I know some openers and things like that. And I have them in my toolbox. I can pull them out when necessary, but I don't really need them because really I just pay attention to the vibe. When the vibe is good, all you have to do is express yourself, right? When a girl is being receptive and submissive to you, it's because the energy feels good, right? So all you have to do is continue that energy and just express yourself from that place. And don't filter yourself. Don't try to impress the girl. Don't try to be a certain way to get her. Just express yourself freely and be who you really are, right? And that's how you connect with the right woman. If you're trying to be a certain type of person and trying to use a technique and this and that, you attract the wrong woman. You want to attract the woman that's right for you. You attract the woman that's right for you by expressing yourself genuinely and from a place of authenticity, right? So she can connect with the real you. She can choose whether she wants to connect with the real you. But you have to be a strong man to do this because you have to put yourself on the line. You have to be vulnerable. Some women will not be into you, and you have to accept that. But the women who are into you are really into you, right? That's the kind of women you want. You don't want the women that are into you because, you put up some facade or you said some cool technique or you did some weird, No, you want the woman that is into the real you, that can evolve with you, that can have these experiences with you, that you can just you can just relax and be around her and enjoy the energy. Because it's all energy, it's all vibes. Like all we really want is to be around good vibes, good energy, feel good. Like that's all we really want, to be honest. And that's what she wants. So you represent that. You be the man who's about good vibes. What is good vibes? Good vibes is real expression, true true authenticity, being vulnerable, expressing yourself freely, communicating from a place from your heart, from your soul. And people can respect that. People can feel that because that's not fake. That's real. And either some people are gonna be open to it, some people won't. But like I said, the people who are not into it, that's the people you don't want. The people that are into it, that's the people you want. All right. So I hope this information was helpful for you. I just launched a new Facebook group. It's called the Sexy Beast Tribe. It's for men that want to become more grounded in their masculine energy, develop unbreakable confidence, and attract the exact kind of women they want in their lives. In that group, I will be putting exclusive content and other things that I don't necessarily put on my Facebook profile. So if you're interested, send me a message and I'll give you access to the group and I'll welcome you in there. Thanks for watching. Peace.